Michael Fisher. I'm doing fitter and welder trade. Day to day, we could do anything from assembling a truck to be machining a component. I could also be setting up a robotic welder, for example. First shop's the machine shop, where you're manufacturing the part itself, then you're going out, you're test fitting it, then you're running the conveyor to make sure everything's working right, then you're fault finding. You might be making bearing housings, or you might make a stub end to go on the end of a roller. But alternatively, you could be working on welding up feet or conveyor frames that we're going to send out to customers to then get painted and assembled. I might spend a week manufacturing a part, then the next week I'm assembling it, and then we're improving it too. We're asked for feedback about parts and what we think can be better about them and how the engineers can engineer it better. So it's nice to have that value coming back from what we say as well. If we find a thing that we think's better, we'll bring it to our tradesmen, and they might say, oh, that won't work or that will work, and that's the benefit of this job, is that you're always learning.
My name is Matt Wilberforce, and I'm a first year apprentice CNC machinist. So we machine parts within the manufacturing industry. It's within a certain tolerance to suit different types of applications for a wide variety of machinery. I've always been more hands-on, especially at school, and being more mechanically minded, and the field of engineering in itself is something I've always been keen on. Uni, didn't really want to be another few years in school where I'm getting taught and whatever. I just want to be straight in, hands-on, get amongst the trade. I'm at TAFE 1 day a week, Wednesday. Operate basic machinery there at TAFE as well. That's practical work as well as theory. All the engineering components, we just cover a little bit day by day, as well as the practical, being on the lathes and the mills as well. For me personally, getting paid to study, apart from that, just being more hands-on from the get-go, I think is the biggest one, was for me.
Name is Brendan, 20 years of age, and I'm an apprentice boilermaker. What attracted me? First off, it was welding for me. I had to do a job out at the farm. My brother just wanted me to fix up a gate, so I just had to tack weld everything on there. It just interested me from the get-go. I found myself liking to weld and watched a couple of videos and learnt that I enjoyed it. Average day of being an apprentice, it's really just sort of helping out the tradesman and just learning by working next to the tradesman, doing what he's doing and just copying everything he's doing. Right now, I'm building trusses, overhead trusses for a site out at Oberon. At the moment, I'm just building those and welding them and getting them out the door. Soon, we're doing a job for the grammar school, so more architectural things, and not quite as big as what we're doing now, but much more finer in detail. I've got friends that are in university that are already 18 grand in debt, and I get paid to learn. It's much better.
I'm Tom Hagan, and I'm the operations manager for Crossmuller. I've been working here about 10 years now. I started out as an electrical apprentice. So when I first started my apprenticeship, I was doing a lot of cable pulling, cable terminating, and also machine maintenance. A lot of the work that we did was actually installing new buildings, so factory lighting, factory power, and then coming along and installing the automation around those buildings. But throughout my first year, the main thing that I focused on was observing and learning from my tradesman. If he asked me to do that job after him, would I be able to do it? There's a few reasons I picked it an apprenticeship over going to university. One of them would be the fact that through an apprenticeship, you're chucked in the deep end straight away. Within the first sort of few months, you learn pretty quick if this is something that you want to do or if you're going to enjoy it, which I feel at university, you sort of spend those 4 years studying, and then you put it into practice and you may not enjoy it. The second reason would be the financial reason. You get paid throughout your apprenticeship, whereas university, you're generally studying full time, you have a part-time job, and then you've got a HECS debt at the end of that, which didn't appeal to me. I started out as an apprentice, doing a 4-year apprenticeship, and then got signed off a little bit early because there is a skill shortage, which is always a benefit. Then went on to being a tradesman. After that, an electrical supervisor. Did that for a few years, then electrical manager, and then got my current role as operations manager. So my current role as operations manager is looking after multiple different departments, whether that's electrical, mechanical, fitters, electricians, software design, electrical design and mechanical. And any one of those projects can range from commercial, industrial or automation industries. Whether we're doing a retirement village or we're doing a new industrial building or we're automating a factory. The best thing about my role and working within this company would have to be how widespread the jobs can be. One day I can be installing a robot cell for a customer to help with their storage throughout the factory. Another day I can be installing a set of units or flying in a helicopter to Oberon to install a particle board line.